Hi everyone, Annalisa here for week 3 wrap up interpersonal skills and communication. Well, we covered a lot of content in terms of interpersonal communication. What is it? I guess another terminology which you can use for other soft skills. So, learning how to be empathetic, learning how to be compassionate, learning how to listen. And these skills, as you would have realised through your notes, are absolutely critical to developing yourself as a effective, good leader within your research field. Now, it was interesting, and I will raise this now, one of the questions that one of our colleagues raised was, do I need to demonstrate these interpersonal skills all the time as a leader? And it made me think, so I went away. And yes, they are. They're very important. Empathy, genuineness, honesty. But while I was thinking, there is a flip side to everything. So we have a really good leader. Let's take some icons we know. Martin Luther King and his whole push towards, equity, honesty, human rights, okay, same as Gandhi did, same as many even before him. We can even look to the prophets to have done the same. But then we also have our other leaders, and they are toxic leaders, and they are narcissistic leaders. And we have some in our environments today. We have some, as we've noted, Jacinda Ardern, who has been noted as being a highly compassionate and inspiring leader. And then we have others. Now, I don't want to speak badly of the ones I think are causing damage to our globe. However, we know who they are. Now, and if we look historically, we can look at Hitler and Idi Amin and whoever else, Mussolini, gosh knows, they've been right through history. So at the end of the day, in answering our colleague's question, it always goes back to you. What kind of a leader do you want to be? Okay, think about that. So we're looking at being aware of our own interpersonal skills, what we need, what we have that we can continue to work with and even enhance, and maybe some interpersonal aspects or interpersonal skills of ourselves that require some work. Now, it was interesting what many of you linked was your introverted side of being shy to being a good leader, or being finding your voice, speaking up for yourself. Another aspect along that vein was, feeling defensive. And I thank all of you who have raised these issues, because these are very important issues about ourselves that we have to be courageous to actually express, because they are what we think are our weaknesses. We think, I would say that. Now, so those were answered extremely well, and certainly those of you who have reread each other's posts will see the marvellous responses. The collegial support was absolutely, I find it outstanding. If I look at what I believe our highlights were for our discussion, a very high standard of understanding, insights, reflections, self-awareness, and collegial support. You covered key recognitions of what interpersonal skills or interpersonal communications and leadership is about. And one of the key aspects that kept popping up was listening in various formats, in various ways. And I know that I have, be it from week 2 and week 1, provided some resources on listening, deep listening. I really like one of our students now. I found it at the end of week 3. So yes, I have read all the posts for week 1, week 2 and week 3 up to date. And I found it last night, and this week this particular colleague of ours talked about the silence and the pause. As you've noticed in this talk, it's something I forgot. So thank you very much for reminding me. You see, one of the things with interpersonal skills, they are the hardest to learn. You know, it's much easier to learn a mathematical formula, technical skill, and, practice the methodologies, the whatever, the formulae, and come out with top marks. Interpersonal skills are more about, because they are more about developing ourselves and they deal with our emotions and our feelings. We have to remember that whatever age we're at, we've had many, many years of conditioning from the very early age when we were born through to when we suddenly go, I think I could improve my listening skills, or I think I'm too shy and I'm not saying what I think. So the lecturer, my professors and that don't think I understand, but I do understand. In fact, I have a lot to say, but I'm scared that maybe they'll think that I'm being pushy or whatever. So because it's at those interpersonal skills at that level, it takes time. So it's about commitment, and it's about, one thing I've learned even more recently about commitment, if we want to be a good listener, I listened to a recent a video. It's actually a meditation tape, but it comes from the Tara Brach series that I noted last week. It talks about listening, improving your listening. And she said, don't say, oh, well, I'm just going to listen better to everybody from now on. She said, that's not going to work. Pick 1 or 2 people who you decide you want to listen, you will listen to. So you apply all those skills with 1 or 2 people, and then you describe. Makes sense, doesn't it? It's like a child beginning to walk. They take 1 step at a time. Maybe we expect a lot of ourselves. And certainly one of the, I am looking at my nose. And certainly one of the things that I think you will see that will come through is next week we're going to be looking at teams, team membership, team cooperation. I did note some people thought that the team, the positive functioning of a team was the most important thing in interpersonal communications. Well, interpersonal communications are the most important aspect of the functioning of a good team. Okay, so we'll come to that. Now, there may be other things I've missed out in my feedback, and I haven't said, but my time's run out really. And so whatever notes I feel, I will actually put them in my announcement, and you will have the video. And I hope you found this useful. I really enjoy it because it makes me think. In order to produce this, I really need to reflect. And I guess if you've seen, because I have a reflective journal, reflection is really, really important. It's probably one of the most important things, or if not the most important activity that we need to really work with in order to improve ourselves. And it goes obviously hand in hand with a whole lot of other, with mindfulness and whatever. But look, I better go. Thank you very much. It's been wonderful seeing you, or you seeing me again. I wish I could see you too. All the very best, and really look forward to hearing from you and reading your posts for week 4 on teams and team membership. Teamwork, that's it. We work together. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. Bye.